Hi, this is Alcam. Welcome back to my channel. As you may know, the last several weeks we had a violent incidents on the New York City subway system. Everything from shootings to disturbed mental ill man walking around with 2 cans of fire throwing at passengers for no good reason. As a result, the governor of the state of New York, Kathy Hochul, has decided to crack down on this crime epidemic on the New York City subway system by employing the National Guard and state troopers. I'm not sure they're throughout the system or it's just a ponytail show, but it has not done the effect that they needed to do, because unfortunately yesterday's subway incident is a reminder that people will not obey no gun-free zones. We're not sure about the victim. As of yet, he's still alive, as we can determine. They had not pronounced the man deceased. Did have a gun with him. We don't know his mental stableness either, so we don't know if he had mental issues or not. All that's going to come out later, we hope. But the fact that he was carrying a gun, we don't even know if it's legal or not. He was on the subway with it. Started a fight with another individual, and that's what led to the situation. He got stabbed. They tried to retaliate with the gun, only to have the gun taken away from him and used against him. You know, the fact is the city of New York is out of control. The fact is the city has a crime problem, but instead of solving the actual crime problem, they're just dressing it up with more theatrics, as we're calling this. Well, I'm not the one who coined the phrase theatrics with the National Guard and the state troopers, but that's what's being called, theatrics. It is not helping the crime problem. Well, in January, we have a spike in crime, even though it went down in February because they had to put the police back in. Turns out in January, they cut the police overtime on the subway, and it led to the spike in crime. Now they're trying to crack down on the fare beating and everything else, trying to stem the crime problem, but it is continuing to happen because of bail reform, because they refuse to put people away. People are getting arrested with hundreds arrests and they're continuing to do their crimes. It is out of control. They think there's no gun-free zones is going to stop people from bringing guns onto the subway system. You know, they're just fooling themselves. You had one migrant who had a gun with him, and he used it in Times Square and used it in Midtown, which is supposed to be gun-free zone areas, before he got arrested. Subway is supposed to be a gun-free zone, and yet, you may recall in January, we had a shooting on the 4 train in the Bronx, and I think another shooting, I forgot where, and other crimes. But the fact is, you can still bring a loaded handgun onto the subway. It is not hard to hide one of those things in your pocket. You know, they're not carrying around no AK-47 or an M15 rifle, whatever it is, those big things. It's a small handgun. It can still do as much damage as a big gun. It's not how big a gun is, it's how many bullets you have. And when the bullets start flying, especially on a subway car that you can't get out of, that's not a very comfortable situation. And I feel bad for those passengers who were trapped yesterday because they could not get out. Even when the door was open in the station, they couldn't get out because they were afraid they're going to get shot. Remember, some of these people were right near the incident. I mean, If they had concealed carried, I think we would cut half of this crime down in the city. But they don't want that. But the thing is, all these laws that they're passing doesn't stop the criminals from carrying the gun. Doesn't stop the criminals from stealing a gun. Doesn't stop the criminals from buying the gun in the black market. It doesn't stop them. When are you going to come to the reality that the criminals are not going to do what you want them to do? Somebody please tell me. Because apparently the DAs don't get it. The city council don't get it. The mayor don't get it. The governor don't get it. Is the public don't get it either? Or are you going to wise up and realize, hey, we got to do something? It's not the law-abiding citizens causing the problem. It's the criminal. And the criminals need to be in jail. They need to be in jail, locked up, no bail of any kind. Let them sit there and rot so they cannot get access to a gun and shoot somebody else. And a story. That's simple. But they don't want to do simple. They want to do the hard way. And the hard way doesn't always come out right, does it? Now, thanks to all these people on that subway train, well, I wouldn't be blaming them for suing New York City Transit and the state and the city, because they're going to need medical attention for a very long time. When you're in a situation, when you're in a crowded train and you have nowhere to go and you have bullets flying, even if one didn't fly over your head, it's the sound is bad enough to mess up anybody's psychic. So this Outcast ain't so long for now, and don't forget to stop. Criminals are the ones who need to have the guns removed from them, not everybody else.